Hey, thanks for sticking around during the break. This is Kevin Fear. If you're just joining us, welcome. This show is Pillow Talk. It's a show about sleep. If you're listening to us in a town where we don't have a store, like Binghamton, we'll be there one of these days soon, but you're just a short drive away. And many of your friends and neighbors are making that drive because we offer something that no one else offers. No one else in New York State has all the brands under one roof that we have. Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Sealy, Purple, Puffy, the Smart Bed by Instant Comfort, Posh and Lavish, the largest selection of flex head beds in New York State, and more. And right now we have a big sale for clearance models. You know, when they bring out a new model, we get left new inventory in the warehouse. We have floor models and whatnot. Right now, buy a king or queen. Many are still brand new in the package, by the way. Many will be discounted. And when you buy a king or queen, you get a free adjustable base right now. That's a $700 deal. It's a great deal. Take 5 years to pay with no money down for qualified buyers. We have no credit check payment plans as well. Go to mattressexpressny.com for locations. Call 1-800-NEW-BEDS or just stop in. In our previous segment, we were talking to Vinny Lobdell. Vinny is a local gentleman whose family used to own Healthway. If you were driving through Pulaski, you saw Healthway. That was them. That's where they're from. And they built air purifiers. And we had a gentleman ask a question a few weeks back about how air quality affects your sleep. And it was really interesting in the previous segment. And so I thought I'd bring him back for one more segment. We talk about it a little more. Hey, Vinny.
Hey, Kevin. How are you?
Good. Now, you grew up in Pulaski?
Yes, sir. Pulaski, New York.
The thriving community of Pulaski.
Yeah, it's great.
And
great.
I remember I used to drive through and I'd see this building with Healthway on it, and I never knew what it was. And then I knew your late uncle really well, and that's how we met many, many years ago.
Yeah.
And you guys built air purifiers, and it was a pretty decent sized operation. And then after COVID, you sold the company, but you're very knowledgeable on this. And I wanted to bring you back because I think, one of the things we mentioned in the previous segment was how dirty your air can be in the house and how to easily clean it up and look at the MERV rating on your furnace filter and how much it can affect your sleep. What are other things people can do inexpensively around their house to improve the air quality?
Yeah, the thing I touched on in the last segment was, what surrounds us matters. And we built our home so efficiently today to compensate for the rising energy costs that, essentially everything we spray, we use in the home has a negative impact on our health. So a lot of people like to mask odors by utilizing candles. And we found that candles can be very harmful to human health.
Oh, we lost our connection. There you go. We lost you for a second. Go ahead.
Oh,
candles. Go ahead.
Yeah, using Cloroxes and Windexes and all these, things in our home that we use for cleaning, and we've actually related those to clean and healthy, can also be harmful. And so what we tell people is you should always use some green cleaning products. They're very, very effective, as effective as some of the ones that are using harmful chemicals. With sprays, look for sprays that don't have harmful chemicals in them. Vacuum your carpets. We actually tell people they should probably go with hard surfaces if they're redoing a home or a bathroom, simply because you can clean it easier. You don't get things that are lodged in there. Always maintain your furnace filter. Always. All of our inside air is made up of outside air, so ensuring that the air coming in is effective is really important. And then in the area you spend the most time, use a high quality portable air cleaner. And there's lots of those out there. One of the things COVID did was it really brought an awareness to air quality. So a lot of manufacturers stepped their game up and really focused on building a good one. And so that would be another very, very effective solution as well.
When a customer is looking for an air purifier, what should they look for?
A customer should look for a system that's filtering the smallest particles. So we call them ultrafine particles. These are the particles that, in our nose is basically the filter for everything we breathe in, right? Our nose and our mouth. And we have nose hairs. The larger particles actually get stuck in there, et cetera. The really, really small particles bypass everything and they go directly to our bloodstream. So you want a filter that can effectively remove the smallest ultrafine particles. People generally relate poor air quality to temperature and humidity. It really doesn't have a lot to do with either of those, right? They feel
Right.
uncomfortable because it's too hot or too cold or there's too much humidity or not enough. The reality is we really want to take away the things we can't see in the space. And so those small particles, you want to be able to have a really high efficient filter and a machine that's moving enough air to circulate the air in the space to effectively bring down the particle count in the environment.
Now we have a mutual friend who's our dentist, Dr. Clark Goodwin out of Fayetteville. And after COVID, he got 3 or 4 of your units and put them through the office. And he told me, he said, people actually comment that it smells so clean in here when they come in to get treated. It really makes a difference. It really, really does.
Yeah.
It's amazing when I run mine in my office, how dirty the filter gets and how much it really takes out. Yeah, you mentioned carpets. I'm never been a carpet fan. I think carpets are dirty. I've never really liked carpets. I don't have a lot of carpet. I have, area rugs in my house, but mainly hardwoods and hard surfaces. And so if somebody's vacuuming, is there anything they need to do special with their vacuum?
Yeah, they should always buy a vacuum with a HEPA filter in it. A high quality vacuum. Nowadays people are throwing the Sharks out, throwing the Dysons out, which are very good, but they just replace them. But there's really high quality vacuums. The one we use at home is called a Miele, Miele, a really high quality vacuum. We replaced the HEPA filter in it. A really simple thing people can do to improve air quality in the home is do not wear shoes inside. People don't realize the negative impact of a home when you're wearing, shoes that you've walked through New York City with and what you're bringing into the space and then what's being kicked around. So I always tell people, if you want to make an immediate impact in your home, make sure everyone takes their shoes off before they come in.
It's funny you say that about sprays because I've always felt like air fresheners are just a pollutant. You're spraying this chemical around to give it a different scent.
You're masking the problem instead of eliminating the problem. And I think that, again, a really good blessing around COVID is we started to realize that people were the problem, right? But who was infecting others were people. They were through airborne transmission. And so we had social distancing, we had all that. But the reality of the matter is if we're filtering the air at a high quality, we can reduce a tremendous amount of airborne transmission of many diseases, but we're also going to have a much, much healthier environment for everyone around.
What is the most important room in the house to have an air purifier in?
The bedroom.
Because you spend more time there?
The bedroom. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, let's face it. Most of us that are out working and trying to make something happen, we're gone a lot. We're on the road. We're working 8 to 10 hours a day. We're picking kids up at school. We come home. We're spending 6 to 10 hours a day in our bedroom where we're relaxed and we're trying to get a great night's sleep. The best space for a portable air cleaner is in the bedroom. And you should operate that machine 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We always tell people air cleaning is not an event. It's a continual process. You don't filter the water part of the time. You filter it all the time. And the same goes for air quality.
Wow. It's really interesting. You don't really think about it until you talk to someone like you. Anything else you recommend that we didn't cover today that people should look at? This is all great.
Listen, what surrounds us matters, whether it's you really got to focus on keeping your spaces clean. I do agree that the hard surfaces are much better than carpeted surfaces. Filtering your air, looking at your HVAC system and make sure you're getting it regularly maintained. And also if you have a space where you've got water damage, make sure that you don't have mold growth. That's crucially important. They say black mold is very damaging. So bathrooms, making sure you're turning your ventilation fans on, etc. All those things you can do without spending money. And it's a wise investment.
Wow. Well, hey, we're running up against the break again, but thank you. This was really interesting. I'm glad you came on today and do your research, people, but clean air matters. And Vinny, thanks for joining us today, folks. You can go to mattressexpressny.com for more information about our current sale on clearance products. You can call 1-800-NEW-BEDS. You can email me at pillowtalkquestion@gmail.com. We also have take up to 5 years to pay with no money down for qualified buyers and no credit check payment plans. And we're open 7 days a week. You just come on in. You don't need an appointment. Bring the partner that you sleep with. Come dressed comfortably. Give yourself 45 to 90 minutes. Bring all your ID in case you want to get financing. And stick around. We're going to be right back after this break. This is Kevin Fear, and this is